The White House denies the Australian government was left out of the loop during the withdrawal from Afghanistan. Let's go to our Washington correspondent, Annalise Nielsen. Annalise, Press Secretary Jen Psaki insisted to you that Australia remains a pivotal partner.
She did indeed. We had the opportunity to ask her today about this pretty critical juncture in the US-Australia alliance, in particular about how the Afghan withdrawal has all played out, because we know there have been concerns among some members of the government that we haven't had high-level representations from Washington during this process. It comes off the back of some speculation about why Australia wasn't given access to excess vaccine stock in the United States, when that would have really helped the situation in Australia. There's also been some ongoing concern that we haven't been at the forefront because of our policies on climate change, and that's a very vocal priority of the Biden administration. So we asked about the Afghan withdrawal. We know that there's been a delay in notification of some pretty significant milestones, including the actual date of the withdrawal being announced by the Biden administration as being pushed back from May. That was reported in The Australian as being somewhat of a surprise to senior government officials, and even in the last few weeks as this fall of Kabul has happened, as well as the actual final day of the withdrawal. Secretary of State Antony Blinken listed off a long list of countries that he'd called on that particular day, and Australia wasn't included in that list. And so we asked, especially off the back of representation from the Taliban spokesperson, that 41 Australian soldiers died in vain in this. We've been a long-running ally of the US, and quite proudly so. And so this was the analysis put forward to Jen Psaki, and this was how she responded.
I don't think that we have not engaged with the Australian government. We have worked with our partners around the world to evacuate individuals from a range of countries around the world who need evacuating from the country. I would say, and the president would say if he were standing here, those 41 Australians did not die in vain. And we are incredibly grateful for their partnership. We're incredibly grateful for their support over the course of a 20-year war. And Australia remains a pivotal partner to the United States. But I would be very shocked if we had not been in touch with and engaged with. So what I was asking you for clarification on was question about the 31st and a call on the 31st. I'm not sure what that would be a reference to.
The speech that Antony Blinken, the Secretary of State, gave at the withdrawal, at the end of the conflict, the last fight, he listed through all these different countries that he called at the end of that, and Australia wasn't on the list.
I can certainly ask the State Department when their most recent diplomatic conversations were with Australian leaders, but I know that we are in close touch, in close coordination, and that Australia is an incredibly vital partner, not just over the last several years in the war in Afghanistan, but on a range of important global issues.
President Biden is slated to have a phone call with Prime Minister Scott Morrison at some point this week, with time fast running out, so we'll soon hear if that does come to pass for the anniversary of the ANZUS alliance.
OK, Annalise Nielsen, appreciate that. Thank you.